Welcome, Boo Believers, to another episode of Deadsville Daily Booze Live. I'm your host, Ronin James. As I turn down the sound on my phone here, I see we got a bunch of people checking in already. This is awesome. I think I like this event page setup that we have going right now. What do you guys think? Is it easier for you to keep track and remember that I go live here and check in? This is, man, we got a bunch of people already in here. Let's shout out Sal Sermania, check it in. What's up, Sal? Reese Bowling, Saren Cadaver, Anthony Noble, TJ, Lachlan, Ben Speck, Tyler Brown, Jason Pape. What's up, everybody? Man, we kicked off on time with a whole audience. Look at that. It's amazing. Jason Pape says, Ronan, I've been dying to see you. What's up, brother? Hopefully we'll see you soon in person. Reese Bowling says, hey, brother, hope you're having a spectacular day. You are absolutely amazing and fantastic dude. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And Sal says, yes, the reminder helps. So that's awesome. I will set this up. I think I have it set up monthly. So every month I'll set it up so you'll get a notification. You can add that you're going to the event. It's an online event. It will start at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. It's supposed to go on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm just not going to go live Saturday and Sundays. I need the weekends off. And it's not a whole lot of horror news on the weekends anyway. So, yeah, we tend to take our weekends off here. But it at least lets you know when I'm going live so you guys can join me. And in case you're new to the party, I am Deadsville Director Ronin James. I create content now. I've been a stuntman for 20 years. I went to school for film way before that. I now do music. I've directed a bunch of music videos, some shorts. I have a sitcom pilot called Deadsville Rock and Roll Mysteries that is currently in post-production. I am currently editing scene 3 of the first cut. It is long overdue, but post-production can be a bitch. Thank you for the stars, TJ. Sending 45 stars over. Thank you so much. We really appreciate stars. I got to give them a mwah from Steph Infection. I got to do my Steph Infection impersonation for stars. But yeah, you've probably seen me die more than once on TV or in movies. I've coordinated horror films, and we got a bunch of stuff in the works now here at Deadsville Productions. I'm wearing my Call Me Snake Plissken shirt here in honor of one of the productions where maybe I'll tell you a little more about that later if we have some time. But in the meantime, I gather all of the daily horror headlines that pop up throughout the day, the big ones, the ones that I feel our Boo Believers are interested in. I line them all up at 5 o'clock and I read them out, and you guys can comment in the live chat. I go to my Facebook page where I'll post throughout the day what some of the breaking stories are. I'll go back there and I'll read some of your comments, and we'll make it a whole interactive thing. I will have some interviews coming up. We were supposed to have one yesterday with one of the crew from last night at Terrace Lanes, the bowling slasher that's on Amazon now. But unfortunately, Facebook doesn't allow you to bring a guest on the desktop. And I don't do this stuff on my phone because that drives me nuts. I do this in studio. That's a 4K camera you're looking through there. I got another 4K camera over here is B-cam. I got a lav mic. I got a whole setup. You can see behind the scenes and all this stuff. I don't want to be tied to my phone. I didn't spend all this money and build a studio to go live from my phone. So we did figure out a workaround. We're going to get it going. And yes, we will be scheduling some interviews. I got a lot of friends in the industry, obviously being a stuntman for 20 years. I've worked with a lot of people. And I know a lot of young up-and-coming directors, producers, stuff like that, because I've done a lot of independent horror movies, independent action movies. I've been a coordinator for a lot of stuff. So you can check out my IMDB under Jae Greene, Jaegreene. Most notably, I've died in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I was the Executioner's stunt double on one of his stunt doubles on Gotham, on the old TV show Gotham. I've doubled on The Tick on Amazon, and I was on The Punisher on Netflix. There's a bunch of stuff. You've seen me die. I guarantee it. If you watched action movies or horror movies or TV, you've probably seen me die. All right, enough about me. Let's get to some horror news, shall we? I'm going to check in with you guys first, though. Saren says, getting spooky and painting a board. Awesome, Saren. Saren, check out Twisted Vines. Saren is the creator of our, well, she's the fabricator of our puppet, Doggy Deviant. He is our mascot / the band, Dickie Devil's road manager, tour manager. Sorry, I'm getting a cat out of the studio here. Come here, Sarah. Get in that other room. I also run a makeshift rescue. Many of you know. Quick flea bag check-in. He's doing great. He's still not happy about being confined to the bathroom, but he doesn't have shots. He's not fixed. I can't have him around my other cats, and I can't let him back out yet. So, all right. Who else is checking in? George Giordano. Speaking of the devil, I just said I have a lot of friends in this industry. George Giordano checks in. He says, wow, you're one of them there fall guys. Wow, cool, LOL. George has done some stunts himself. George is also a prop master, fabricator, special effects guy. Say hi to George in the chat, and George is one of the people we are going to have an interview with, and hopefully he'll show us some of his props. He fabricates vehicles and sets and all kinds of great stuff. And you can check out his IMDB. He's done work on Ghostbusters, and God, I should bring it up because there's a ton of them that we were looking at. Actually, me and Steph and Maddie were checking it out yesterday. But yeah, it goes back to a bunch of classic movies all the way up till today, still working on some great stuff. So give George a follow, and we will have him on soon because we love talking special effects and practical effects. We're all about practical effects in Deadsville. Steph Infection checking in. Hey, Scream Hearts. Mwah! Super impressed by George, Steph says. Yes, very impressive. George says, yes, I'm old. George, I feel it, man. I am too. My back hurts every day I wake up. A lot of years hitting the ground, I didn't feel anything. I got up and I thought I was indestructible, and now I'm like, man, everything hurts when I wake up in the morning. Ouch. So I feel you. Brittany Fox sending 100 stars. Thank you so much, Brittany. Mwah, from Steph Infection. Thank you. We really appreciate the stars. Helps us feed the cats. Helps us make more content. We got some really cool stuff coming up here. Jason Pape checks in, says, let's go, George. Yeah, Jason works with the band Power Seeker, and they have a very theatrical appearance and a lot of props and stuff. So, yeah, definitely check out George's page and some of George's work, Jace, because you will fucking love it. It's right up your alley. And yes, Steph, I already said that I already showed the shirt. You missed it. I already did the shirt introduction for the day. You were late, Steph Infection. I already said this was given to me by Steph Infection, and that it was my Call Me Snake in honor of Deadsville ZRT, the character that I will be playing. More on that later. All right. Let's jump to some horror news, shall we? We got a bunch of stuff popping off today. So, where should we go first? Let's see. Okay, this one's a good one. Let's get this out of the way first. Godzilla's the king of all monsters. He's the king of the box office. He's the king of everything right now. So guess what? Godzilla will also be the king of fucking Minecraft. Because, surprise, Godzilla's coming to Minecraft. And this is on Fangoria by Ryan Scott. The new Godzilla DLC brings the king of the monsters and some of his friends to the wildly popular game. And look at this shit. My son played Minecraft all growing up. He would have loved this when he was a kid. I don't know about. I'll have to send this to him and see what he says. See what he thinks. If he plays. He's on Steam with his really expensive gaming computer now. Of course, I don't know if he still plays Minecraft, but when he was a kid, he would have loved this. He loved Minecraft. Look at that. Look at that Minecraft Godzilla. Ah, that's great. I was a little old for Minecraft by the time it came out. I didn't get the allure really because I was one of those kids that had those shitty graphics way back when I started. So now that stuff's come so far, I'm like, why would I want to go back to that? But I get the allure of this game. It's cute. All right, we're going to read this real quick for you guys. The King of the Monsters is coming to one of the biggest video games of all time. It has been revealed as something of a surprise that Godzilla is the latest subject of DLC for the wildly popular Minecraft. That's right, the kaiju and quite a few of his pals and enemies are becoming blocky, pixelated versions of themselves as part of a new package that includes several different game modes. And there's a video on it here. You can check it out. Minecraft Godzilla DLC. Even for those who aren't intimately familiar with Minecraft, this is a pretty fun trailer. It's cool to see Godzilla and these other Toho monsters in retro form, and it seems like the game was made with a great deal of love. All right, let's watch the trailer. It's just a trailer. It's not that long. Let's check this out, guys. It's our first trailer, our first story. Fucking Godzilla in Minecraft. Let's do it. Oh, he's in black and white, too. That's great. Oh, man. They have, like, giant battles. It's definitely, like, retro 8-bit game vibes, obviously, but, man, this would have been a great Godzilla game. Can you play as Godzilla? I wish I could get this fucking thing off my screen here. It's got Monarch in it. Oh, there's Kong! Oh, is that Coney Island? And there's Seattle. That looks pretty cool. You see Mothra there, King Ghidorah. Oh, shit. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think? Godzilla and friends coming to Minecraft. Let's see. From watching them destroy cities to them duking it out with one another, there's a lot of bang for the buck going on here. We also have various versions of Godzilla, with everything from the original 50s version to Shin Godzilla represented. The DLC will cost 1,510 mine coins, whatever that translates to, which is the game's form of currency. That equates roughly to $10. There we go. That's not all that bad considering that a new AAA game runs about $70 these days. An official description of the DLC reads as follows. Created by Japanese studio team Kaio and Impress, the new Minecraft Godzilla DLC includes 4 new gameplay modes, all available in multiplayer, including a monster escape mission, a mission to speed build against a monster attack, and more. Players will also have access to a character creator item. Interesting. Well, other monsters getting in on the fun include King Kong, King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, Destroyer, Mechagodzilla, Jet Jaguar, and there he is! There's Jet Jaguar! Ah! And Anguirus, among others. Additionally, Toho's classic Godzilla characters will be joined in the DLC. Resetting my... There we go. Hopefully that works. Come on, baby. Fingers crossed. I really got to get a better laptop. This thing fucking sucks. Are we back? I'm seeing picture on my phone. I'm not seeing it on my laptop. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Back on my phone, at least. According to my fucking laptop, still waiting for a camera. Apologies for the technical difficulties, boo believers. Ugh. That's not supposed to happen with the switcher. The switcher's on a separate... and there's supposed to be a backup. What the fuck, Facebook? Okay. All right, well, we're back on. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. We're going to get back to news stories here now. We were talking about Godzilla Minecraft, and if you want, you can check out, there's a live video that we did last night, a toy talk. Me, Maddie, and Steph pulled out a old box of Godzilla, Bandai Godzilla, Chinese Godzilla toys from 2004 through 2007 that I used to buy at this old store in Delco. But yeah, there was a bunch of them in there. You can check them out. And if you look here on camera 2, I pulled my buddy Kiryu Mecha Godzilla 2 here out to join us alongside our remote control Godzilla. All right. So that'll do it for our Godzilla. First story, Minecraft Godzilla. Man, I'm going to have to play some Godzilla on play some Minecraft. Got Destroya in there. Sorry, I'm looking at the picture and I don't have it on for you guys. So you got Destroya over here, and Mothra. There's the first Mecha Godzilla. Here's Jet Jaguar, Rodan, Ghidorah. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, we all know Godzilla's kicking ass all over right now, so that'll do it for that story. Let's jump to the next one, Boo Believers. If you want to comment on Godzilla, feel free. I will jump back over to the chat in a minute. In the meantime, let's jump to this quickie here. I just caught this one, and I'm a huge Monster Squad fan, so it looks like there's a little trivia here that might have just come to light. On Joe Blow by our friend Cody Hammond. The Monster Squad's Gillman design has the face of the creature from the Black Lagoon hidden in it. And let's see what this says. What's this all about? Director Fred Decker's 1987 cult classic Monster Mash, The Monster Squad, features variations of the classic Universal Monsters characters, Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and the Gillman. But it wasn't actually a Universal production. So to avoid getting in trouble with Universal, the movie's effects crew at the Stan Winston studio had to create their own specific designs of the creatures. But that didn't stop them from sneaking homages to the original monsters in there. It has been... Where is it? If this website would stop bouncing around on me, I could read. It has been known for a while now that designers Steve Wang and Matt Rose hid the face of the original creature from the Black Lagoon somewhere on the neck of their Gillman suit. Now, as pointed out by Monster Squad superfan Sean Robert of Plastic Rocket Pop, the exact location of that face has been found. There better be a picture payoff in this motherfucker. Here he is. Where's the fucking neck? Okay, here we go. Where are we at? Oh, look at that. There he is. Totally hidden under the chin. What? What? Look at him. Oh, Gil. We hardly knew you. That's pretty cool, man. Those creature designs were awesome for Monster Squad back in the day. Oh, you can kind of see him sticking out there. Yeah, but you would never know that looking at him straight on. That is pretty fucking cool. And that creature design was amazing. I mean, Monster Squad is one of my top 5, probably top 5 horror movies of all time. Gateway horror, I guess if you want to call it, in that kind of kid-friendly 80s way. Along with Goonies and those other kind of kid adventure movies. But this one always, again, I was a big horror fan, so, and loved Universal Monsters. Love Universal Monsters. Creature from the Black Lagoon, especially, and Wolfman were always my 2 favorites. So they had really cool creature designs in this. Wolfman had a great creature design too, and the whole Wolfman got Nards thing. So yeah, man, that's really fucking cool. Really fucking cool. One last look under the the neck of the Gillman. There he is. The OG hidden in the mask. What do you guys think? That's pretty fucking cool, huh? Let's check in the chat on camera 2. Let's see. All right. Oh, Matty Meek checking in says, Godzilla's about to be a new obsession for me after we went through all the toys and watched a movie last night. Godzilla was even in my dreams last night. Yeah, me and Matty watched Godzilla Final Wars last night. After having all the toys out and Matty revealing she's only seen a couple of the movies, I was like, okay, we got to go for one. And Matty loves creatures and monsters and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, hey, if we're going to watch one, I'm going to give you like the one that has all the fucking cool monsters in it. That just it's like mostly monsters. It's a ton of monsters. So we did Final Wars. If you haven't watched Godzilla Final Wars and you like Godzilla, you fucking better go watch it. Awesome action with the Earth Defense Force team. Awesome monster fights, and a little bit of trivia too. If you are an 80s Hollywood ninja movie fan, you will remember the actor who played the ninja, the Asian actor Sho Kosugi, who played the ninja in all the movies. Nine Deaths of the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, all those old ninja movies. It was his Sho Kosugi was the actor. Well, his son Kane Kosugi is one of the co-stars of this movie. He is one of the lead characters that's on the Earth Defense Force. He's an awesome stunt guy, awesome actor. He has some cool fight scenes, and yeah, really cool movie. So make sure you check out Godzilla Final Wars. It's a total fun one. It's super cheesy and campy and stuff, but it's fun. All right. Matty Meek says, ooh, Stan Winston Studio. I learned a ton of techniques from their school. Yes, yes. A lot of people, obviously Stan Winston is one of the premier creature developing studios and schools. TJ says, that's cool. Love the creature. Saren says, oh, Gilman. And he says, oh my God, Monster Squad kicked so much ass. TJ says, Monster Squad was incredible. George said, lost your feed for a few. Yeah, sorry, George. Technical difficulties. Hopefully the sound was still good. But we're back. And let's see. Then Maddie says, the monster fights were fucking amazing. Yes, in last night's Godzilla Final Wars. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. And one of the really fun things in one of my favorite fights, if you've seen it, you feel free to comment, in Final Wars, was that they actually clown the shit out of Zilla, that American CGI travesty. They clowned the shit out of him. It was great. It was great. I love that whole little scene and him. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was sweet revenge for those of us that went into that fucking Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie thinking we were actually getting a Godzilla movie and got bamboozled into Jurassic Park. All right, so fuck that movie. No offense, Matthew Broderick. Seemed like a nice guy, but fuck that movie. And fuck that Godzilla and that Jurassic Park bullshit. Because that was not a Godzilla movie. So yeah, fuck that Zilla. All right. We got more news, boo believers. Let's jump to this one. I know we have a bunch of people who saw Thanksgiving last year and loved it. We loved it as well at Deadsville Horror Talk, and I fucking loved it. I saw it. I went back for seconds, as I like to say. I saw it twice in the theater, and yeah, man. Thanksgiving was awesome. Thank you, Eli Roth, for giving us a great entry and a new slasher, a great entry into the slasher genre, and a new character in John Carver. Really cool stuff, man. And yeah, let's dig into this one. We already got. It was a success financially in the box office, so we got part 2 coming. We knew that. So this is on Joe Blow. Cody Hammond again reporting. Thanksgiving 2, Nell Verlaque and Rick Hoffman expected to return for Eli Roth's sequel. And here we go. 16 years passed from the time Eli Roth made a slasher faux trailer called Thanksgiving for the Robert Rodriguez Quentin Tarantino double feature Grindhouse, to the day when a feature version of Thanksgiving finally made its way into theaters. And the fact that we're being rewarded for our patience with not just that movie, but also a sequel that's expected to reach theaters sometime in 2025 is truly something to be thankful about. Now, Thanksgiving cast members Nell Verlaque and Rick Hoffman have confirmed to Games Radar that they are going to be coming back for Thanksgiving 2. When asked if she'll be in the sequel Roth is crafting with Thanksgiving co-writer Jeff Rendell, Verlaque said, "To my knowledge, yes. I think that it'll be a continuation of where we last saw her character, so we'll see. But right now, I think so. When I've spoken to Eli about what he wants to do, I think he wants to flesh out the characters a lot. You know, these are traumatic events that happen to these people, and I think the reason the first one worked so well is because the relationships between everyone were very strong, and you understood all of that." Interesting. When he was asked if he'll be returning, Hoffman said, "Based on what I'm told, I'm involved. I don't want to give anything away, but based on what I'm told by the director, it's going to be an interesting experience for sure." So, yes, the father-daughter combo will be returning. Verlaque played heroine Jess in the first film, while Hoffman played her father, Thomas. Roth had been wanting to make a feature version of Thanksgiving ever since he made the faux trailer, and even wrote a screenplay with Rendell, who played the homicidal Pilgrim in the trailer a dozen years ago. The feature finally happened thanks to Spyglass Media, and we know all the rest of that. And yeah, so there's your, and we're going to skip the rest of this. No need to go on. It's just credits and reading people's names. And yes, but here are the two characters that will be returning. So what do you guys think? Did you like them? I kind of hurt. She got on my nerves. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but like it was kind of like, I mean, her and her friends, they were dicks. That was like, we talked about this here. This new wave of the young people are dicks and they deserve it. And we're like cheering for the villain, for the killer now in a lot of these movies. So yes, this was one of those. But maybe she's going to grow as a person and realize the error of her ways and try and right the wrongs that she has brought about with her selfishness. I don't know. We'll see. I'm down for it, though. I know whatever happens, Eli's involvement means it'll be fun. So I'm there for it. What do you guys think? Should we see a continuation, or did we want to see John Carver? What else could he do? Are there more people that were there involved that he didn't get back at? I don't even know how to. It was, the whole thing was like a revenge story. So all right, let's jump in with you guys and read your comments. Let's see. Saren says, oh my God, I was pissed. I'm not sure what that was about. Might have been catching up. Teresa Lacey, Given, checking in. What's up, Teresa? Steph says, Eli was on Preston and Steve yesterday. I haven't listened to the interview yet. He was promoting it being on DVD, I believe. And TJ said, it's out on DVD. I need to get that. And yes. And it's coming to VOD, too. I think you watch it on demand now, can't you? I'm pretty sure you can VOD it. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, we went and saw it in the theater. It was great in the theater. It was a fun experience too, because the theaters, both times I went, actually had a good amount of people in them, and you were getting some reactions and laughs and people like, you know, having a good time. So, oh, Saren said I was pissed about Godzilla Jurassic Park. Yes, so was I, dude. I hated Zilla so bad. So if you haven't watched it, Saren, go watch Godzilla Final Wars. We watched it on, was it Amazon? I think it was last night. We were watching it. But yes, Zilla makes an appearance, and the real Godzilla handles him nicely. You will cheer at his demise. Anthony Noble checked in and said, one of our only visits tapes when I was really young was one of the Godzilla movies where he's losing and that dude uses the Jet Jaguar suit to help him. Yes! Yeah, if you saw our thing last night, I opened a Jet Jaguar action figure. I took it out of its original packaging. Don't worry, it's new. It wasn't one of the old ones. So, so it could join the rest of its 6-inch friends. But I love Jet Jaguar, and that one with Jet Jaguar is an awesome movie. There's he only appeared in one, but he was a hugely popular character. He came back in the anime that was on Netflix. A little bit different though. He was a weird kind of kooky robot, which I wasn't as keen on at the time. So we'll see if they have more seasons, if he transforms more. Steph says, I still have the ick. I was hiding in the theater seat. And then Saren says, I will watch it, and hell yeah. Yeah, you'll dig Godzilla Final Wars. Absolutely. It's a fun one. It's got a ton of monsters. If you love creatures and kaiju, there's a shit ton of them in there, and some fun action sequences. It's kind of goofy and campy, Matrix-ish with some of the fighting, and you know, the dialogue is what it is, but it's you know, it's a Godzilla movie. Be prepared for the campiness and just have fun with it. TJ says, I'm going to need my Godzilla back. Just kidding. Happy I found it for you. Yes, if you didn't know, and he's over on the table over there now, with out away from where people can knock him over. He's under the table, tucked away next to the big box, because he won't even fit in the big box with the Godzillas. TJ found this. He calls me, or he messaged me one day, and he's like, oh yeah, I found this Godzilla for $1 at the Goodwill, and he sends me a picture of it. I'm like, oh my God, that looks really old. Like, does it have like serial numbers on the feet? And he's like, yeah, it does. And he takes pictures, sends it to me. And then I didn't look it up. I didn't really think, I knew it would be old, but I was like, yeah, okay. Last night when we did this whole thing, you can go watch the live video. Steph looks up the value of some of the Godzillas we were pulling up. And this one was from the 80s, and it was worth like 125 bucks. So, big, huge find there. Hugely appreciated, TJ. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, super cool. You can check it out on the, if you know, on my page, you can see last night live, and then I reshared it earlier today. So if you go to my feed, you'll find it. There's a live video with a bunch of Godzillas out on a table in set 2 over here at Deadsville Studios. All kinds of fucking 6-inch, and then I had a couple 12-inch old early 2000s Bandai made foreign Godzilla toys. So fun stuff. Steph said one was listed for $220. Yeah, there were other ones too that had different colored chests. It must have been a popular toy back in the 80s, man. They must have really dug, because there was ones like 400. They had like an orange paint on the chest on the variation. But yeah, cool thing. Thank you so much, TJ. Truly appreciate it. I love my Godzilla stuff, as you can see. And scene 2, we got all of the... what can I say? I am a big guy fan. All right, we're going to... go with some more gaming news here, guys. We talked about Godzilla coming to, and there's a good segue, coming to Minecraft. Well, speaking of 8-bit gaming, look at this segue. Man, you'd think I almost went to school for this or something, right? On JoeBlow.com, Cody Hammond reports Lisa Frankenstein horror comedy gets a tie-in 8-bit game called Slay and Decay. And this is free to play from what I have seen and read so far. The Zelda Williams Diablo Cody horror comedy Lisa Frankenstein has an 8-bit tie-in game called Slay and Decay, free to play online. And it marks the, it's repeating itself as all these things do. The horror comedy Lisa Frankenstein, which marks the directorial debut of Zelda Williams, who is Robin Williams' daughter. Yes, that Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy, comedian, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, Robin Williams. They never mention, so I don't understand. Anyway, it's the directorial debut of Zelda Williams and was scripted by Diablo Cody, set to receive a theatrical release on February 9th, 2024, just in time for Valentine's Day. And to help us pass the time until the movie reaches the big screen, a tie-in 8-bit game called Slay and Decay has arrived online. You can play the game for free at lisafrankensteingame.com. So there you go. Head on over. What? I didn't turn on that trailer. What are you doing? As described by Sci-Fi Wire, this delightfully retro and macabre game allows players to step into the shoes of 17-year-old Lisa Swallows and her rotting beau as they embark on an 80s-era murder spree, hacking victims to pieces and evading the cops. If you can successfully outrun the law and make it to your tanning bed in time, you'll end up with the high score. It's really as simple as that. Set in 1989, that sounds like a lot of fun. Man, all right. Set in 1989, Lisa Frankenstein has the following synopsis: a coming-of-rage love story from acclaimed writer Diablo Cody about a misunderstood teenager and her high school crush who happens to be a handsome corpse. After a set of playfully horrific circumstances bring him back to life, the two embark on a murderous journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts along the way. Catherine Newton of Freaky and Cole Sprouse of Riverdale star alongside Carla Gugino, Liza Soberano, Joe Crest, Henry Eikenberry, and it goes on and on. We've talked about this one a bunch. If you've tuned in before, you know that Diablo Cody wrote Jennifer's Body, and big fan of Jennifer's Body, very underrated movie. Way before its time. We've talked about it. And we like Catherine Newton from Freaky. I didn't watch too much Riverdale, but I know it had a big following. So Cole Sprouse coming from there, you know, sounds good. He seems like a good fit for it, being that young, handsome, kind of classic looking features to play. I think he played Archie, if I'm correct. And Carla Gugino, man, who... she's a legend. We don't have to talk about Carla Gugino. So it's got a great cast, great writer. You've got a legacy for a director And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, it comes out on the 9th. All kinds of stuff is going on the 9th. And we have a show that we're doing for Maddie's birthday at Bar 13 on the 9th. So I'm going to have to... I won't be seeing it on the 9th, but hopefully that weekend we'll see it. It'll be a Valentine's weekend trip. So an outing to see for Valentine's Day. All right, Boo Believers, you're going to go check out the Lisa Frankenstein game, 8-bit video game where you get to kill people and get back to your tanning bed in time. It's pretty cool. Sounds like fun. That's 2 8-bit games we had to talk about today, horror related. Godzilla and now the Lisa Frankenstein 8-bit game. So let's check in over here. Maddie Meek sends 20 stars. Thank you, Maddie. Mwah, you get a Steph Infection impersonation. Thank you for the stars. Let's see. One listed said 1986, best year ever. Red Chest was 440, Steph says, talking about the Godzilla that TJ found. SP Sosma checking in and Lucy Baber checking in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We just got done talking about the 8-bit Lisa Frankenstein video game for free that you can play on lisafrankensteingame.com. And the movie comes out February 9th. All right, let's move on to another story. And you know what, let me go check on my Facebook page here, because I know we had some comments where we were talking about some of these stories. Let's read your Thanksgiving comments. There was only 4, so I'll bang those out real quick. TJ checked in and commented, and I will post these news stories throughout the day, as I said earlier. So you can comment on my Facebook if you follow me on my feed, or if you follow my posts daily. I will usually tease a couple of these stories and get some conversation going and come and read them when I do go live. So talking about Thanksgiving too, TJ checked in, said first was good, so kind of excited about number 2. Ellen checks in, says, let's go see it. And TJ says, deal. Reese says, let's go. Absolutely wicked. Thank you for the tag, brother. And Paul Donald checks in, says the first one was solid. And I agree, man. I really love the first one. Good stuff. 5 comments. Yeah, I mean, we got all 5 of them. Cool. Thanks for checking in, guys and gals. As always, you can find me on Facebook right here. Make sure you follow and you invite your friends to follow and hit the 3 dots and invite some friends and all that fun stuff. And we'll move to our next story, which we wrote about, well, which I had teased earlier. We don't have any comments on it, but we're going to jump to this one now, because we got, where is it? No, where is it? My 3 new horror movies coming. It's not up. 3 new, this was on Bloody Disgusting, so we will go over here and open link, and let's find it. There it is. Our 3 new horror movies releasing this week, including an original teen slasher film, and we got this is the new theme here, hood and mask. Hey, let's get a cool mask and put a guy in the dark in a black hoodie, and he's scary. And I actually had one of these we were going to do too, with a cape and all. And now I'm just like, man, my mask is probably way cooler than this one as well. It's not a bad mask, but I don't know. Hoodie and mask thing is getting kind of played out. All right, this comes to us on Bloody Disgusting from John Squires. The final week of January is also the first week of February, and it's a slow week for the horror genre in terms of new releases, but that doesn't mean we're not getting new horror this week. Here's all the new horror releases releasing January 3rd through February 4th. And right there we see Gacy. We talked about this one. The John Wayne Gacy, real-life serial killer John Wayne Gacy has been the subject of a handful of horror movies over the years, played by Brian Dennehy in To Catch a Killer, Mark Holton in Gacy, and William Forsythe in Dear Mr. Gacy. Quiver Distribution brings their own Gacy movie to the table this week with Gacy, Serial Killer Next Door, now available on VOD. And in director Michael Pfeiffer's horror movie, a teenager's life in a quiet suburb changes drastically when John Wayne Gacy, a famed serial killer, becomes his neighbor. His curiosity leads to dark secrets and a frightening journey from innocence to a dire clash with evil. And they list some of the stars. We've never heard of any of them. We've watched the trailer before. It looked meh at best. And they take a lot of liberties with this one, from what we understand. And I mean, it just seems like Fright Night with John Wayne Gacy replacing the Chris Sarandon vampire character, honestly, on a much lower budget. Yeah, I mean, that's what it kind of feels like. That was my impression of it, at least. Did you guys watch the trailer for this one? If you hadn't tuned in then, I mean, if we want to watch it, go ahead and comment. I'll play it. But other than that, I'll move on and see what else we got coming. Steph Infection says, Casey looks so disappointingly awful. TJ says, I'm kind of sick of the hooded killers. Yep, agree on both. Agree on both. So, my mouse not working now? Of course, because technical difficulties is a daily occurrence. Giallo Master Dario Argento gets the spotlight in Dario Argento Panico, a documentary retrospective that's headed exclusively to streaming service Shudder on Friday, February 2nd. So, 2 days. Here's the doc's official synopsis. In the secluded ambience of hotel rooms, Dario Argento crafted his greatest cinematic creations, seeking solace from the outside world to delve into his nightmares. Now he finds himself in a hotel room to return to the very setting that ignited his creative fervor, to conclude his latest script and participate in an intimate interview, all while being followed by a film crew documenting his life for a movie about his illustrious career. Simone Scadfi directed. Scadfi also helmed the Lucio Fulci biopic Fulci for Fake. Look for exclusive interviews with Dario Argento himself, Asia Argento, Guillermo del Toro, Franco Ferrini, Gaspar Noé, Nicholas Winding Refn, and more. And Dario Argento Panico. If you love the classic Italian Giallo style horror, I guarantee that's something you will want to watch. Argento is a legend. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. I can see, I'm not going to watch the trailer. Again, we will come back if you guys want to watch the trailers. Les Price checking in with 100 stars. Thanks so much, Les. Mwah, scream hard from Steph Infection. Thanks for checking in, brother. Les, another one of my stunt professional buddies. Les worked with us on Death House with George as well. George Giordano, who was in the chat earlier tonight. I love when my boys all check in. You probably saw a picture recently with Les and Maddie and me all on set with Andrew Divoff, the Wishmaster. So, yeah, follow Les's exploits as well. Make sure you're following him as well if you're not. Give Maddie a follow as well. She just has a new crochet page. She makes all this kind of cool stuff. You see her crocheted Wolf Daddy and our little Cthulhu here. So give them a follow. And of course, make sure you're following Steph Infection, the Queen of Monster High, so that you get all of her mwah, scream heart kisses. Because, you know, we all need our scream heart kisses from Steph Infection. All right. Moving on. Justin Seelig says, Gacy is one of my favorites. It'll be a shame. Yes, when that Gacy movie sucks. Agreed. All right, and now here's the slasher hoodie mask dude. The final new horror release for the week is a slasher courtesy of Dark Sky Films. Departing Seniors slashes its way onto VOD outlets and select theaters on Friday, February 2nd. From director Claire Cooney, Departing Seniors is said to put a fresh spin on teen slasher movies like Scream and Freaky, updating them by putting its queer protagonist and characters of color front and center. That's the fresh spin. Whew. I'm biting my tongue right now, folks. I'm biting my tongue right now. We're going to have a rant. We're going to have a rant. We're going to have a rant. Look, man, is that a fresh spin? I don't know. I mean, for the last 10 years, all we've heard about is, you know, representation, diversity, putting, you know, women and LGBTQ plus characters in movies and putting them on. Is it really a fresh spin at this point? I don't think it's as fresh anymore. And pointing it out definitely doesn't come off as fresh. I'd rather they even point it out. That's not a fresh spin to me at this point. I'm sorry. Especially when the picture that you have going on is a generic slasher in a hoodie, right? That's your fucking fresh spin? Oh, I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get angry. Oh, man, this is what's the... Well, we're all for diversity here. I have so many diverse friends that I love, and inclusion is so key. I've talked about it many times. I've been raised in a multicultural environment, so I've seen firsthand how representation in movies affects kids and helps them see themselves, and I totally get it. I am all for it. We shouldn't have to be I'm gonna jump. This is a bit of a mini rant. We shouldn't have to be forcing it. At this point, it should just be a given that casts and films should be somewhat diverse, unless it takes place somewhere in a location or a time period that wasn't that diverse. In that case, that's forced diversity. Like if you're forcing it into a space where it didn't happen. Whatever, you know, like, I'm not even going to go into giving examples, but there are examples that I could give where it's very simple. You don't, so in this people that look like this didn't exist. Like I'll say one thing that took me out of Prey. I loved Prey, but here's a perfect example of it. All those Native Americans in Prey, I guess, is that what we're calling them? Native Americans, because it took place in America. That's the whole thing. They all look like models. They all look like, all the young warriors all look like models, and they all had perfect teeth. And it's not the way things were. Like if you go watch a movie like Excalibur from the 80s, where you had these dirty, grimy looking period piece knights running around with bad teeth and bad skin, and you know, they looked from the period. They looked from the, you could look at them and they're like, yeah, I could totally see that happening. Yeah, that dude looks like he's straight out of the 1700s. Look at that motherfucker. He ain't seen a dentist ever, you know. But then I go watch Prey, and you're going to tell me that they had some great health plans for these Native Americans way back before dentistry was even, you know. But that's kind of like this. It's kind of the same thing. Like that's forced diversity, forced whatever you want to call it. It takes you out of the suspension of disbelief. We all go there to suspend disbelief, and when you put something in there that obviously doesn't belong, that it doesn't work. So, and especially now when you come out and you're going to tell me that you're let's jump back to the article that spawned this rant. I know people are probably giving me the thumbs down and just waiting for me to say that one thing that's going to get me canceled. It's not going to happen. But at any rate, when you say something like, put a fresh spin on teen slasher movies like Screamin' Freaky, updating them by putting its queer protagonists and characters of color front and center. I mean, we've had queer protagonists front and center in horror movies for a very long time. You can go way back, and there have been a decent amount. Horror's always been for the outcasts. Where this idea comes from that like there's been this exclusion or something in horror, I'm going to pass on this fucking one, because this just annoys me at this point. All right, back to this. Let's read more on this turd. The official press release also previews it's a horror comedy with a sarcastic, whip-smart edge and appealingly complex characters. I'll bet. In the upcoming slasher, after being bullied, high school senior Javier develops psychic abilities which he must use to stop a mysterious killer targeting his classmates. Here's the full synopsis. I mean, do you guys see it? Are you seeing it? The very first descriptive adjectives that they got to put out here. Mexican-American and queer high school student Javier doesn't exactly fit in with the popular kids, but he might be the only one who can save them. After an act of bullying sends Javier to the hospital, he begins experiencing visions that foresee glimpses of shocking murders at his school right before they happen. Now, in between navigating the social hierarchies and prejudices of clique culture, Javier and his best friend Bianca must try to unmask a serial killer before he strikes again. Okay. All right. Jose Nateras wrote the script for Departing Seniors. Should we watch this fucking trailer? I mean, ugh. This just sounds like, I don't know. I don't even want to say it. I'm just going to watch it. You guys can decide if it seems like pandering crap or not.
As your class president and valedictorian, it is my honor to officially invite all departing seniors to bid farewell to what is soon to be our alma mater.
You must be really glad to be getting out of here, huh?
I guess, yeah.
Javier is such a tool just because he's this gay Mexican. Affirmative actioning his way to all my scholarship money.
Dude does have a 4.0. High school can really suck sometimes, especially if you don't quite fit in.
You guys can't leave me alone for an hour?
Oh my God! Are you guys serious?
Where am I?
Javier, you're awake. Oh, just relax.
I'm fine.
Relax, just...
No, I'm not.
Who did this to you, Javier?
What the Do we have a history of mental illness in the family?
No?
Yesterday, I practically bashed my brains in falling down the stairs. And then I started having hallucinations or visions.
Haven't you ever seen The Dead Zone?
No.
Charm?
No.
Rose Red?
No.
It's called psychometry. You touch people or things and then have visions about the past or future.
I just feel like everything's spiraling out of control. Someone's doing this, Bianca. Someone's killing our friends.
And do we really call those guys our friends?
Bianca?
Thanks to the universe, you're having these visions, right? We can use them. We can backtrack from there, gather any evidence we need, and then burn them.
So we can get to him before it's too late.
You make me say no.
We can't just let him die.
Actually, we could.
Bianca!
Attention departing seniors. Counseling staff is available throughout the day for all of your emotional needs.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's a movie. All right. Man, where to even begin with that one? I mean, I guess the hoodie thing, if you're a high school killer, it makes sense you would wear a hoodie. And that looks like a theater mask, so the mask makes sense. I get it. It's just not very creative. It makes sense, it's just not very creative. I'm so, tired of the hoodie and mask killer thing. All right, what do you guys think? Let's check in on the chat. Anthony Noble says, it's not fresh. I remember 35 years ago that girl had a wang in Sleepaway Camp. Yep, that girl did have a wang in Sleepaway Camp. We had much representation. The argument there is that was, of course, the bad guy. So the trans person was the villain, but they weren't actually. I don't know. They were forced into being trans. They didn't choose that identity. This wasn't. Oh, there's so much to get into in that. We won't even go there today. But all right, TJ says I can care less about this movie. Steph Infection says, okay, I do not think this looks bad. It's just been done before. George Giordano says, Vendetta hoodie guys says a lot about budget. LOL. Yep. Yeah, that's what the hoodie and mask thing kind of reeks to me, is that you have no budget. Like I wouldn't do a whole feature with a hoodie and a mask. Like I do a short one on no budget, like a weekend short. Like run around and put a hoodie and a cool mask and a thing and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this quick little like 2-minute slasher short with a dude in a hoodie and a mask because I have no budget and I just want to make a short movie. But if you're actually gonna make a feature, maybe put a little more thought and creativity into your slasher besides a hoodie and a mask. Again, I get it. It's teens. Teens wear hoodies. It makes sense. He would be like, yeah, I'm just going to put a hoodie and a mask on and some gloves and I'm going to go fucking kill these people. Ha! But it just comes off lazy as fuck. It comes off lazy, right? I mean, that's what it feels like to me. It comes off lazy and cheap. Siren Cadaver says, honestly, if I could see the kids I went to high school with being bumped off, I wouldn't be warning them. Yeah, I mean, watching that trailer, I was with the same thing. All right, and look, okay. It didn't exactly beat us over the head with the, he's a gay minority thing. They told it to us in the trailer and then kind of thing. I'm not keen on that being their marketing ploy. Hey, here's our marketing. We've got a gay minority is our lead. There it is. We're putting a fresh spin because we got a gay minority lead. That's not a fresh spin anymore. I'm sorry to tell all of you woke filmmakers out there expecting to cash in on that. I'm sure it's still going to be cash-inable to an extent, but I think it's kind of wearing thin on people now. And yes, while we want diversity, and there should be diversity in movies, that can't be your selling point. It can't be your selling point. Good story has to be your selling point. Engaging characters should be your selling point. Whether gay, straight, or asexual, whatever. They just have to be good characters. It shouldn't matter. You know, throw whatever you want in there diversity-wise, but you better tell a good fucking story. Because if all you are leaning on is your gay or minority or diversity representation, and that is it, that is your whole movie, then you're gonna suck. It's gonna fail, and you're gonna get backlash. It's gonna have the negative effect. That's the biggest thing, is it's gonna turn people off to the message that you're trying to give them. Put a good story in, make people like and care about your characters for more reasons than just their sexuality or their race or their religious upbringing or whatever it is. Make them an interesting character that people can care about, and then you'll get your message over a lot better. That's all. All right, that's the end of that rant. I'm going to jump back over here real quick. Do we have anything? George says 24-hour convention contest. Yes, that would be the kind of thing where I would throw a hoodie and a mask on a guy, where you're like, you know, like one of those 24-hour filmmaking contests or 48-hour filmmaking contests where you have a weekend to do it, and it's something you got to, you know, do quick. If you have time and a budget to make a full-length feature, you got to do better than a hoodie and a mask. I'm sorry. You got to do better. I'm sorry. It's got to be better. All right. So that's it for that one. We've only got a couple stories left here. We're up on the 6 o'clock hour, but I want to get to this one because we've talked about this before, and now it's official. 28 years later is coming, boo believers. Sony officially boards Danny Boyle's sequel with Cillian Murphy producing. This comes to us on Bloody Disgusting by John Squires, and this is all over the horror news right now. A bunch of the sites that I use, they all were showing it. So this is pretty fucking cool. It was announced earlier this month that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are re-teaming for the long-awaited sequel to 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, titled 28 Years Later. The Hollywood Reporter brings us an update this afternoon announcing that the package has been acquired by Sony, who won a bidding war to land the hotly anticipated project. I love it. These guys come out, they say, hey, we're going to do 28 Years Later. They go to a couple news outlets and give this story. We want to do this. We're working on a script together. We're doing this, and we're talking about it. And just that got all the fucking studios hot and bothered to get on this fucking property and to get the rights to it, and who but fucking Sony with all the money in the world. Man, they must have fucking cashed in on this one. Good for them. Good for fucking them. And hopefully Sony's going to let them make the movie they want to make like they should, and not try and interfere too much with their creative vision like studios tend to do. But that kind of money, they're going to have a huge budget for this fucking thing from Sony. So that's really cool. It's going to be a good fucking... Woo! It's going to be good. All right. Let's get to the story. Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, is on board as executive producer, and THR notes that he could also possibly act in the project, although details are being quarantined. Oh, how clever. Yes, Cillian Murphy of the original and of Oppenheimer, yes. The plan is for Garland to write 28 years later and Boyle to direct. They don't even have a fucking script yet. They're still working on it. But just the fact that the two guys talked and said, hey, we're going to do this, and then they went out to the outlets and everybody started buzzing. Sony had a bidding war that Sony fucking won. Man, nice to have that kind of power. Oh, man. With Garland also planning on writing at least one more sequel to the franchise, and possibly two more. THR notes the deal details are unavailable. Each movie would have a budget in the $60 million range, but it's unclear how goalposts or compensation may have changed during the high-stakes negotiations. A theatrical release was of great import to the filmmakers, as it should be. Horror and superhero movies. That's what makes money in the box office. And kids' animation, obviously. The original movie in 2002 starred Cillian Murphy and was written by Alex Garland and directed by Danny Boyle. In the smash hit horror film, 4 weeks after a mysterious incurable virus spreads through the UK, a handful of survivors try to find sanctuary. A sequel 28 weeks later, in 2007, we know about star Jeremy Renner, 6 months after, etc., etc. Third installment have been coming and going for the last several years. At one point was going to be titled 28 Months Later, but looks like this one is finally getting off the ground here in 2024. The end is extremely fucking nigh. Very cool. All right. What do you guys think? 28 years later. 28 years after the original rage virus outbreak, we will return to the world of 28 days later. So, yeah, man, that'll be a good, big theatrical horror release. So, yeah, you can bet there's going to be a lot of buzz on that. And a good marketing campaign, I'm sure. It should do good box office numbers. All right, we got two more things we're going to do here. Real quick, the Coen brothers are reuniting. We'll just gloss over this real quick because it's not too much in detail. iHorror from Elijah Turner. This is one bit of news, very unexpected. Coen brothers duo teaming up once again to direct a horror film. This will be the first time they would be developing a true horror film together, and the first collaboration since 2018. Details surrounding the film are slim, but it's reported as a bloody horror film. Check out more what they say at this convention below. And there's the brothers. And yeah, interesting. They obviously see the money in horror and are like, hey, let's just do a fucking horror movie. Yeah. The news was first reported by World of Real. Ethan Coen announced this at his Drive Away Dolls Q&A event in Tromsø, Norway. He stated, "It's a pure horror film and it gets very bloody. If you like blood simple, I think you'll enjoy it." He then went on to say that he and Joel have written the script and that they intend to direct the film in the near future. He later stated it's not out of the question that production on the film may start before the year is up. No cast or possible release dates given. Coen brothers, famously known for their films Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, and True Grit. While this may come as a shock, it will be interesting to see what direction they may take for this upcoming horror film. The idea of it being really bloody is something we horror fans crave and could mean many things. So, what do you think, Boo Believers? The Coen brothers. They've made some great movies over the years. I have a lot of friends who are huge fans of The Big Lebowski and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I dug Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. It was pretty good. Lebowski was okay. Fargo, critically acclaimed movie. That became a TV series now, I believe. So, yeah. Coen Coen Brothers, we'll see. I'll wait and see a trailer. And then, all right, we're going to jump to one last story, boob relievers, and then I'm going to get out of here. This is on Bloody Disgusting from our friend Megan Navarro. And Late Night with the Devil. We've talked about this one briefly, and it seems very interesting. Late Night with the Devil, rated R for violent content and some gore. And yeah, this one, you can see a 70s talk show with a young girl possessed. Yeah, I'm getting super, like, The Dating Game meets The Exorcist vibes. If that makes sense. If anybody's old enough to remember the old, like, 60s and 70s game shows, The Dating Game. Look at those sets. Look at that. That is so fucking retro. And the velour, red velour smoking jacket here with the wide lapels. This looks, yeah, nice. All right, let's dig into this one, boo believers, because this one sounds fun. One of the most hotly anticipated horror titles of the year is Late Night with the Devil with David Dastmalchian, Dune, and the Suicide Squad. And we saw David as well in, we talked about him in Smile. He's done a few horror movies. He's popped up here and there. But in this one, he's starring as the host of a late-night talk show that descends into a nightmare. The official MPA rating has arrived this week, signaling that the horror release is just around the corner. Late Night with the Devil has been rated R for violent content, some gore, and language including a sexual reference. Woo! We love our rated R horror. Don't we, boo believers? That might not be too surprising for those that have been following along with news on this possession shocker. David Dastmalchian stars as Jack Delroy, the charismatic host of Night Owls, and the film traces the ill-fated taping of a live Halloween special in 1977, plagued by a demonic presence. Interesting. So he's got a late-night talk show, and he's doing a Halloween special, and probably thinks it's all fake, and winds up with a real fucking exorcism in studio during a live taping. Oh, yes, man. Fuck. Good fucking concept. I love it. Fucking love it. And that set design, the costumes. Oh, man. Yeah, I dig it. I'm in. All right. IFC Films and Shudder will release Late Night with the Devil theatrically on March 22nd before it heads to Shudder exclusively on April 19th, 2024. All right, I got to find a theater where it's playing, because this one will be a theatrical view for me. If it's playing within an hour radius, I will go and see this. This is I'm definitely in for this one in a theater. That setup alone, David Dastmalchian and the fucking, just that picture with those sets and stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely in for this one. The energetic and innovative feature hails from Australian writing, directing team Colin and Cameron Cairns, who did 100 Bloody Acres and Scare Campaign. The film premiered last year at South by Southwest. I wrote in my review out of the fest, Late Night with the Devil captures the chaotic energy of a late-night show, embracing the irreverent comedy and stress of live television with a pastiche style. It's a clever Trojan horse for a surprising horror movie that goes full throttle on unhinged, demonic mayhem. Yes! The ingenuity, the painstaking period recreation, a riveting performance by Dastmalchian, and a showstopper of a finale make for one Halloween event you won't want to miss. Whoo! Man, that sounds like a blast. What do you guys think? Get some comments in there. Let me know what you think about Late Night with the Devil. Spooky Pictures founder Roy Lee and Steven Snyder, Derek Dauchi, and Future Pictures Matt Govani are all producing, blah, 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 blah. All right. You can also read an interview with Dastmalchian about playing late-night TV host Jack Delroy on Bloody Disgusting, and here's the official poster. And man, that's got fucking 70s vibes. That is great. Man. Yeah, man. The live television event that shocked the nation. Man. Yeah, that looks really good. What do you guys think? Late Night with the Devil. Are you up for some 70s TV talk show exploits? I'm in, man. I'm going to find that one in a theater somewhere and check it out. I can't wait to see a trailer for it, too. If they just got their rating, then there should be a trailer coming soon. And March 22nd. That's not too far off, Boo Believers. So we should see a trailer for this one soon. I'm excited. Very cool. George checks in and says, pic looks like how to reboot your Megan. It does. It definitely looks... Yeah, I can see that. Megan was a great one too. We loved Megan here at Deadsville Horror Talk. We did a review on it on the podcast and had a ton of fun with that one. This one looks like it's going to have a possessed girl in it that's going to take over the television studio, trapping everyone inside, and we're going to get some glorious 70s bloody mayhem. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Late Night with the Devil for sure, and I'm going to find a theater. I will find a theater. All right, we're way past our usual end time. It is 6:15, Boo Believers. Time for me to wrap up and get out of here and get back to work on the other stuff. I know you all have to get to dinner, so thank you once again for tuning in, and be sure to come back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat profile. We'll do all this again. We'll check out the latest headlines. I'll post throughout the day, and yeah, you can leave your comments. I'll read them here. Make sure you join us. Until then, stay spooky.